I didn't play a game of Trench Crusade this weekend. Still have a ton of painting I need to do. I still got to finish this Speaker Obelisk. I've got to do the brickwork and the top bit and the base. So actually quite a bit left to do. And then I'm going to also paint up this Soul Vessel from, don't know if you can see that properly, from Bedroom Miniatures. And that will end up being a Yoke Fiend for my Caught the Seven Headed Serpent warband at some point. I have made the changes to the list for the next round of the campaign, so we'll probably go over that and go over a couple of projects which are going to be in the pipeline very, very soon, which I'm quite excited about. So without much further ado, let's get to painting. I'm just gonna prime the flame area on the Yoke Fiend first before I do anything else to the miniature. So I'm just gonna prime it white. This is Ivory White from Army Painter. Quite a warm white. I mean, any white will do, but I think for a flame, it's nice to have that warm white because it's a source of heat, so that additional warmth would lend more to that sort of effect of heat. So changes to the warband have been made. I've managed to, because when I was first looking at my Caught the Seven Headed Serpent and moving up to that 900 ducat threshold, it was very sort of, it felt very like clear cut, like the choices in front of me. It was like either I get the restraining muzzle and I get the two Yoke Fiends with flamethrowers, but they don't have anything else, so they'd literally have no armor, or it was just get a hunter of the left-hand path and like not be able to get the restraining muzzle for the Yoke Fiend with the grass grenades, which I kind of sorely needed. But I did the maths. I sold a couple of equipment on some of my guys, like combat helmets. I shifted a couple of stuff around. I sold the trench club on one of the wretched and replaced it with a trench knife because it's only like a couple of ducats difference, but it sort of added up to the point where I was able to purchase a hunter of the left-hand path, which was, I think, always the option. I was going to go with it because it's cool. It's still like early on in the campaign, so he's going to be able to sort of upgrade with experience and stuff like that. So it just felt like a right pick, and I will probably end up going the flamer route later on. But for now, I think it's important to have that sort of core of elites, maybe a Hell Knight eventually, but I wanted that hunter. But I was also able to buy a Hell Sword for my Praetor, but I was able to buy a restraining muzzle for my Yoke Fiend with gas grenades. So I'm able to get the cooler unit, but also get the item which I really needed, which I probably should have had from the very first game, because it's kind of essential to have that +1 dice for that blood battery, just so you can get that consistent blood. And because I'm hopefully gonna have that consistent blood production, the cost of having the hunter and using all of his goetic powers, which he does have a lot, and they are very sort of blood intensive, it should hopefully be able to offset the expense by having that restraining muzzle. So I'm able to get those almost guaranteed sort of blood on those wretched. Again, it's never a sure thing because your wretched can die to the gas grenades, which can really suck, but I'm not going to worry about that until it happens. And plus, they're wretched, they're very cheap. You can just buy more. So that's the sort of direction I'm going to take with the warband going into the next game. I don't know what my matchup is going to be, so we will see when we see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing the third game, which I think will be on the 25th of April. So not too far away. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish this and then probably move on to some terrain. Done the bricks. I'm just basing the rest of the Yoke Fiend in like a kind of like a dark blue. I've also added a hint of purple to the mix because there's going to be a lot of like yellows and oranges and reds. So I wanted to start the other elements of the models with a little bit of coolness to aspects of the miniature, just to sort of balance out that warmth, which will be introduced when the flames are painted at the end. So I'm just laying that down. What else I have in the works is, so I'll be painting for another Kickstarter by Handler, who did the Grimdark Naval Troopers, the terrain set I'm working on, but I will be painting up a warband for it using the miniatures from the Kickstarter. So I'll be doing Trench Pilgrims, and I'll also write a list for New Antioch, because the idea is that they're sort of compatible with both, but it's very like heavily themed. So I'm very excited to paint them up and use them on the tabletop, because I don't have a Trench Pilgrims list, but I don't really have any Forces of Heaven lists or armies or warbands, so it'll be a nice sort of foothold into it. I mean, I've got the Red Brigade coming up on the channel. I've got a couple more things which I want to get printed for it. I've got a couple of the Cruciform Order miniatures from their Kickstarter, which I'll be painting up, and I'll be using some of them in the warband, which I'm super excited for, because I am a sucker for anything which is like British World War I aesthetic. You know, World War I's very much a sort of period which interests me a lot, especially the sort of British involvement during the war. So to have that sort of aesthetic in Trench Crusade just really sort of piqued my interest. So I'll probably be using them for my Red Brigade alongside some of the Westphalia miniatures, kind of like a ragtag bunch, which have been sort of stitched together, and they formed this Red Brigade. I think I've called them Fire Step 103. So they were part of this like trench section, this fire section. That's the sort of like background I'm going with for them. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they look together. For the armor, I kind of went for like a non-metallic approach. I don't do a lot of non-metallics. It's not something I sort of one to do, but I just thought it would be interesting to try just a little bit. It's nothing too extreme. It's just using a series of grays mixed with some of the base blue, and then just adding it to the armor, and sort of being very intentional where you place those sort of lighter colors and not being too bright, which could maybe draw focus away from the flames. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and I'll just alter it. But for now, I'm going to add a layer of Moonbeam Yellow to the flame areas. We're going for a very sort of intense flame, and it will be sort of very sooty, so we'll go from yellow to orange to red to black. I do have a flamed tutorial, which I can leave in the description below. It was a very sort of early video, but it goes over the sort of steps in it. So I'm just going to add the yellow to it. Got a collaboration with Witch Arts 3D Printing coming up probably in the next couple of weeks. They're going to be sending me some of the prints they've printed out, so that should be pretty cool. So there'll be a full review on the stuff that I have been sent, and I'll paint them up as well. So yeah, that should be good. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, so it feels like there's a lot going on and a lot on my plate. I'm just shaking up this black because this is going to be the final stage of the flames, just to get that sort of sooty look. I mean, you can kind of see it from here. So the reason I wanted to do it this way is because with the sort of the bluer sort of blue purple to like kind of like blue gray on the body area was to like not sort of detract from the brightness, because that's going to be, the flame's going to be the brightest point. So the greater the contrast, the brighter it's going to appear, and that's what we kind of wanted. So I'm just going to keep working on that and see how I feel once that's all done. With his dad. Oh, that's nice. Hello. I did do a little bit more work on this guy. I just found that it was a little bit yellow, the flames, so I just increased how much orange there was and how much red there was, and then just kept the same amount of black. I just found that like the ratio between yellow, orange and red were a bit off in the first one. It was very much more yellow, and the red and the orange layers were basically very, very small in comparison. So it was kind of like a bit overpowered by the sooty black of the flames. So I just wanted to readjust it a little bit. Yeah, so I'm going to call him done. Apart from that, I've nearly run out of streaking grime. So I've just been doing the weathering. You see the comparison, the sort of before and after of the building. So I've still got a little bit more work to do on this. So I'm gonna have to wait for some more streaking grime before I can actually finish the speaker tower, and then I've got all the speakers to do left. There's a lot of them, so that's going to be a lot of metallic painting. But for now, I'm just going to clean my brushes. I don't do it as much as I should. You should always take care of your brushes. And at that note, that's probably going to be where I'm going to leave today's episode. If you're still here at the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much, and I've been appreciating all the comments, all the likes. It really, really does mean a lot. So it's been super cool. So thank you again for your support and your continued support. I really appreciate it. Oh yeah, I've also found out what my matchup for the third round of the campaign, and that is Trench Pilgrims. So that should be good fun. I know that they are running an Anchorite Shrine with auto cannons, so that's going to be super fun. So yeah, that's where I'll leave it today. Again, thank you for watching, and until next time, I've been painting from the loam. Goodbye.